Superforecasting, The Art and Science of Prediction, by Philip Tetlock, author. Dan Gardner, author. Summary: the ability to forecast future events is not a mysterious gift, but a cultivable skill rooted in specific cognitive habits and methodologies. Research led by Philip Tetlock, notably through the Good Judgment Project, GJP, has demonstrated that a select group of individuals, termed superforecasters, consistently outperforms both professional intelligence analysts and prominent pundits. Key findings: the expertise paradox. Traditional expertise and fame do not correlate with forecasting accuracy. In many cases, the more famous a pundit, the less accurate their predictions. The fox versus hedgehog dichotomy. Superior forecasting is associated with fox-like thinking, incorporating diverse perspectives and probabilistic reasoning, rather than hedgehog-like thinking, which relies on a single, overarching ideological lens. Methodological rigor. Accuracy is achieved through Fermiizing, breaking complex problems into tractable subproblems, balancing inside and outside views, and practicing frequent, incremental Bayesian belief updating. Team dynamics. Collaborative groups or superteams can outperform individuals by 23% by fostering a culture of constructive criticism and psychological safety. Quantifiable success. Superforecasters in the IRPA, Intelligence Advanced Research Projects Activity Tournament, performed 30% better than intelligence officers with access to classified data. The fox versus hedgehog framework. The central dichotomy in forecasting, popularized by Isaiah Berlin and refined by Philip Tetlock, distinguishes between two styles of cognition. The hedgehog. Hedgehogs view the world through the lens of one big idea. They are often highly confident, ideological, and certain of their grasp of how the world works. Characteristics: tend to squeeze complex problems into preferred cause-effect templates, dismissive of distracting data, reluctant to change minds, use language like moreover and furthermore. Performance: generally poor. Hedgehogs struggle to beat random chance, the dart-throwing chimp, because their intricate worldviews are highly susceptible to the conjunction fallacy, the tendency to believe specific conditions are more probable than general ones. The fox. Foxes are eclectic thinkers who draw on many analytical tools and sources of information. Characteristics: comfortable with uncertainty and probability, aggregate diverse viewpoints, use transition markers like however and on the other hand. Performance: significantly better than hedgehogs. Foxes excel at calibration, getting the probabilities right, and resolution, distinguishing between different degrees of risk. Measuring performance. The Brier score. Forecasting skill is measured using the Brier score, a deviation measure that quantifies the accuracy of a forecast relative to the actual outcome. Scale. Typically measured from 0 to 1, though some studies use a 0 to 2 scale. Scoring: 0.0, perfect accuracy with complete certainty. 0.25, equivalent to a random 50/50th guess. 1.0, total inaccuracy issued with perfect confidence, the perverse clairvoyant. Incentives: Brier scores reward truthful, well-calibrated forecasting rather than strategic posturing. Profile of a superforecaster. Superforecasting is described as 75% perspiration, 25% inspiration. It relies more on behavior and work ethic than raw IQ. Cognitive traits: active open-mindedness, AOM treating beliefs as hypotheses to be tested rather than treasures to be protected. Need for cognition: being intellectually curious and enjoying mental challenges. Numeracy: comfort with numbers and an intuitive grasp of probability. Growth mindset: the belief that forecasting is a skill that can be improved through practice and feedback. Perpetual beta. Behavioral attributes: reflective and introspective, constant self-critique, and post-mortems on both successes and failures. Non-deterministic, a rejection of fate or the idea that events had to happen. Grit, the passionate perseverance required to track and update long-term forecasts. Methodologies, for accurate prediction. Superforecasters utilize a specific toolbox of techniques to improve their judgment. 1. Triage, focusing effort on the Goldilocks zone of difficulty. They avoid clock-like questions, too easy, and cloud-like questions, impenetrable/random, to concentrate on problems where hard work yields the highest analytical returns. 2. Fermiizing, breaking seemingly intractable problems into smaller, knowable components. This method, named after Enrico Fermi, allows a forecaster to identify what they know and flush ignorance into the open. 3. Balancing inside and outside views. Outside view, starting with the base rate. How often this type of event generally occurs in similar situations. Inside view, adjusting the base rate based on the specific, unique details of the current case. 4. Incremental updating, frequent, small adjustments to a forecast, e.g., moving from 0.4 to 0.35, based on new information. Superforecasters update their beliefs more often than others, resisting the psychological bias to freeze a publicly stated position. 5. Dragonfly forecasting, looking at a problem through multiple viewpoints simultaneously, pursuing counterpoints and clashing causal forces to avoid confirmation bias. The role of teams and organizations. Superteams. GJP research found that teams outperformed individuals significantly. Winning teams foster psychological safety, where members feel comfortable correcting superiors. Avoid groupthink by encouraging respectful disagreement and precision questioning. Utilize givers, individuals who share tools and information to improve the group's collective intelligence. The leader's dilemma. There is a fundamental tension between the qualities of a good forecaster, humility, uncertainty, qualification, and the perceived qualities of a good leader, decisiveness, confidence, boldness. Solution. Organizations like the pre-World War II German military utilized Auftragstaktik, mission command, which blended strategic coherence with decentralized decision-making. Leaders told subordinates what to achieve, but not how, empowering local initiative and out-of-the-box thinking.